All right, this is a well-hidden piece of Nevada's mining history. KOLO 8 News Now's Ben Deach takes us to the ghost town of Tybo in the latest episode of Silver State Sights.
Well, I'll just be honest. Chances are you have never been to or even heard of Tybo, Nevada. It's located in between mountains and is miles from a paved road. But that desolation is part of what has allowed it to serve as an authentic reminder of our state's history. If you head east from Tonopah on Highway 6, you probably already feel like you're in the middle of nowhere. So the idea of going off-roading for 8 miles from there might feel a bit strange.
Yeah, it's an old ghost town, and it doesn't really get traveled very often.
But if you want to travel to the old mining town of Tybo, you can get a sense of how silver mining in Nevada used to be.
It used to be quite a place, and there still is ruins and other things up here.
Jeff Kerbel doesn't live in Tybo, but he has family that does. So the population of Tybo right now is what?
2.
Kerbel's mother-in-law is one of 2 residents, and she lives in a house that was converted from being an old schoolhouse years ago. That is right next to what was once the general store.
It was a big thing at the time. It's kind of getting dilapidated. It's got a whole bunch of bricks and stuff on it, but yeah, that was actually a big meeting place in, 1890.
You'll see plenty of remnants of the mines in Tybo. Some are more well-preserved than others. This one, just outside of the town, still has a head frame and hoist house that are largely intact from the days when several different things were mined there.
Mainly it was lead and a little bit of silver, and they did get a little bit of gold.
Now, if you continue on the road behind me past the sign that indicates you probably shouldn't, you'll arrive at some old charcoal ovens used back in the mining days, much like we saw in an earlier episode of Silver State Sights. Though I personally am not willing to risk a company car and therefore my job by going there. The charcoal ovens may be difficult to get to, but they are showcased on a sign just off of Highway 6 near the dirt road you take to get to Tybo.
There's people that come up here, and they're welcome to as well. It's just another place in Nevada that has an old history.
Like so many Nevada mining towns, Tybo was at its peak in the late 19th century. At that point, about 1,000 people lived there. This photo shows what the Tybo Consolidated Mining Company mill once looked like. But when you look at it now, a few walls and the brick smokestack are all that's left.
As most dreams of everyone, it kind of faded away.
Now, if you're ever going to make the trip down the extraterrestrial highway, which we're going to do an upcoming edition of Silver State Sights, that could be a time where you make the trip to Tybo, as the turnoff where you head south is not far from the ghost town of Highway 6. Denise?
Thanks, Ben. He's always telling us about all these places that we'd never know about.
I would love to walk through that town and just think about the people back in the late 19th century, what they did, how they lived. 1,000 people. That's not many even for back then, I don't think.
Yeah,
But,
total ghost town now.
All right.